Edmonton has seen its share of action, but this will be its wildest ride yet. Amanda Trunzo looked unstoppable until Jacqueline Leger's win in Marseille. But the odds are still in Trunzo's favor. For the men, it's an all-out battle between Scott Croxall, Marco Delago, and reigning two-time world champion Cameron Nas. Only a win will guarantee the world championship title in the toughest season yet. Riders ready?
The final race of the Red Bull Crashed Ice. It all boils down to this event in Edmonton, Alberta in Canada. After 6 Riders' Cup qualifying events and 3 major Red Bull Crashed Ice races, we will crown 2 Ice Cross Downhill World Champions in one of the closest seasons ever. Hello everyone, I'm your host Troy Mannering, bringing you all the action live from the lovely city of Edmonton. Now, throughout the season, we've shown you, our audience, the races and the athletes and what they go through to get to the next level. If you're just tuning in now for the first time, you're in for a treat. This is your chance to learn more about this amazing sport with a quick guide to Ice Cross Downhill.
Fast, physical, tactical. This is Red Bull Crashed Ice. Men and women from up to 25 different countries race down towering ice tracks at speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour. Heats of 4 skaters or riders compete head-to-head, with the fastest 2 advancing until 4 are left standing for the final. Red Bull Crashed Ice is part of the Ice Cross Downhill World Championship, alongside the Riders' Cup, with every event earning the riders vital World Championship points. After 10 events, the riders with the highest number of points will be crowned the 2018 Ice Cross Downhill World Champions.
Alongside me for the last time this season, I'm pleased to welcome back our expert, Reed Whiting.
Thanks, Troy. It's been a crazy season with the fall and rise of Nas, Delago making a resurgence, and Steady Eddie Scott Croxall currently in the lead for the World Championship. The track that lays in front of them presents the ultimate challenge with technical drops, a huge jump, an enduring uphill skate, and the tombstone roller. There's no doubt this will test every aspect of a rider's repertoire and make for an incredible race.
It is going to be a lot of fun to watch these athletes skating this track here in Edmonton, Alberta. In particular, this man right here, Scott Croxall, he's currently in the lead in the overall standings with 2,745 points. He needs a win here in order to secure his second World Championship. But Cameron Nas definitely wants to have a three-peat to take the hat trick. I mean, this guy is super strong this year.
Yeah, he's looking unreal on this track. He's going to be so tough to beat, but don't discount Delago either. I mean, all these guys have a shot at this World Championship. It's really anybody's race.
And it's all about points at this point. And a full Riders' Cup series is now behind us. After the final 2 stops in Minnesota and Lassar in Canada, as I mentioned at the start of our show, it's a way to qualify for the big tracks of the Red Bull Crashed Ice. And this season, it's also played a critical part in the World Championship Series points race.
The Riders' Cup is organized by the riders for the riders. And while it may be smaller in terms of scale, it's played a big part in the 2018 Ice Cross Downhill Series. The last 2 of 6 events took place in North America over 2 weekends. The U.S. race in Bloomington, Minnesota saw Miriam Trepanier on top of the winner's podium for the women.
I haven't finished first this year, so this is a really good feeling.
In the men's race, overall leader Scott Croxall secured his first win of the season.
In the final heat, I decided to take the inside gate on Nas, and it ended up paying off.
The Riders' Cup final took place in La Sarre, Canada, and Anaïs Morin from Switzerland secured the overall Riders' Cup title with her second win of the season. Kyle Croxall finished his campaign with his first win of 2018, and although Kyle won the Riders' Cup event, the series win went to Cameron Nas.
Well, Cameron Nas started this season off with a rough elimination early on in St. Paul, and he wasn't much luckier at event number 2 in Jyväskylä. Winning the Riders' Cup Series has been a big boost for him to his series, and those points have helped him into the second in the overall World Championship leading into Edmonton. But as I said, Scott Croxall still has a solid lead there. Marco Delago is another man in the mix, and any one of these three guys could take the championship. It's all about getting across that finish line in first place, though. For our women, you saw it, Amanda Trunzo well out in front, 2,800 points, and after winning the quarterfinals earlier today, or actually getting through the quarterfinals into the semifinals, it's confirmed she is our new women's world champion in ice cross downhill. More about that a bit later on. And there we see her, Amanda Trunzo, ice cross downhill world champion 2018. So this track is the second longest Red Bull crashed ice track of the season at 450 meters and promises to be fast. Let's take a closer look at this newly designed course here in Edmonton.
The final event of the Red Bull Crashed Ice rolls into Edmonton, Alberta in Canada, and the track promises to be a doozy. A new start location adds more length to the course, offering a long downhill sprint leading to the first right-hand corner and 1.5 meter high gap drop. The riders will need to build up speed now to clear the Canadian Big Air and prepare to brake hard heading into the 180-degree BF Goodrich traction corner. Apropos, traction is the name of the game here. Following this massive direction change come the Maple Leaf and Speed Rollers, followed closely by the very tricky Hyundai N section. With 2 height variations and off-camber wedges, a good line here is critical.
All right, here we go on another wild ride, man. This track brings it all together for the season. We're gonna have fun. Let's go for a rip. Ice is kind of soft right now. We had a warm day, so this could be a little sketchy, but I'm gonna make it happen. Here we go, we're doing good. All right, ice is super fast here. Hitting the jump, no way I'm not hitting that jump. That's way too big for me. All right, nice little step up here. All right, nice and smooth. All right, we're coming into the skating section. This is gonna take everything I have, but it's all an uphill skate, and the ice is super soft right here. All right, good job on the rollers. Wow, haven't skated this far in a long time. Couple more rollers, here we go. Looking good, Reed. All right. It's a fun drop right there. All right, a little sketchy through these corners, staying low. Coming up to the tombstone, this thing is crushed guys earlier. Yeah, I killed it. Nice job, Rito. I think I need to make a comeback on the tour here, baby. If you thought that was good, 4 guys for the finale is gonna be unreal. Red Bull Crash Ice coming at you now.
Reed, that's the first time I've seen you really struggling on a couple of those soft sections. You can really see in that one skating area those brown stripes across the ice. How horrible was that to skate across?
Yeah, it was funny. I came around that corner and I saw it up there. I took 3-4 strides and I'm like, I'm locking them up and just going to drift through here and not take any chances. I don't need to fall when I'm on camera, Troy. I got to look good, you know.
So how much is this going to affect these guys as the races continue today? Because it is very soft. You can see it here.
You know, as you know, they took out the round of 64, so now we're just at the round of 32. We've let the ice set up for an extra hour. It should have hardened things up, but we do have some soft spots there. It's going to be tricky, but just add another dimension to this race.
Well, you can see all the work that was going on this afternoon and the sun beaming down on this course, and the track crew, you got to really give them props for doing a fantastic job to really get it ready to go. And that was the reason why we didn't have the round of 64, which we would normally be looking at in a review here. But however, you know, due to these soft ice conditions, we had to cancel it. And the temperatures have warmed up considerably over the last few days. We've got a balmy 0 degrees Celsius right now. that normally would be an advantage for the riders, but because the ice is soft, it's going to make it very interesting. And we're going to get started with our round of 32 for the men here.
Again, 3 contenders for the championship, but a lot of Canadians here in the building.
All right, Cameron Nass is in the mix on this one, along with Derek Cochimilio, Colton Haywood, and, Cameron Nass, Andy Holden, Ricard Van Viehe, and Derek Cochimilio. I jumped into the round of 64 heat there. All right, Cameron Nass getting a really good start, and all right away, Tolvanen goes down, and it's Ricard Van Viehe sliding in behind a very strong Cameron as they come around that BF Goodrich traction corner. No problems for Cam at all. He's obviously liking the course, and that's that section you were talking about, Reed, super soft.
Yeah, they just got to be careful there. Nobody wants to make a mistake, especially in the earlier rounds.
Cameron looking very strong coming through the Hyundai end section, has a quick look back to see who's with him over the tombstone, and he and Ricard Van Viehe are going to advance on to the quarterfinals. Very good race by Cameron Nass, a great start, and kept it together throughout the entire track, and doesn't seem like he's affected too much by the softness.
No, I think that's a breath of fresh air for Nazo. I talked to him right before the race. He was a little sketched out with the soft ice. You know, a guy like that, you do not want to see him go down due to poor ice conditions. It's hardened up now. It's going to be a lot harder even the next round going forward, so it's good to see all these guys get through clean. I don't even think the ice affected Antti here. That was just his skating style that cost him.
Spinning like a top there.
Yeah, he was. Look at these guys. They jump right into that turn. That BF Goodrich grip turn is such a cool feature. You know, the guys get nice air off the step up and actually are landing into the turn. Super tactical thing, but these guys just crushed it. Now you're seeing guys looking back, taking their time. There's no reason to push it, because that feature right there, though it doesn't look like much, is something we're going to be watching all night and seeing some heavy action on.
It's huge too. I mean, you see Cameron, he's not a small guy, and he looked tiny coming over the other side of that tombstone roller at the very end.
We call that the tombstone because it could put somebody in a body bag.
All right, round of 32, heat number 2 coming up. Marco Delago, Tommy Mertz, Derek Wedge, Guillaume Bouvet-Morissette in this one.
Riders,
Two former
ready?
world champions in the mix here.
5 seconds warning.
You talked about Marco Delago having a resurgent season, or you did at least, Reed, and he gets a great start here. Tommy Mertz right there on his tail. Marco Delago, a very, very strong skater, gets a little bit hot into that BF Goodrich traction corner, and now he's in a battle with Tommy. Tommy takes the lead. He's got a bit of a step. Here comes Derek Wedge, trying to find a line on the outside. Marco blocks him out nicely into the narrow section of the course. Tommy Mertz with the lead for the moment. Derek Wedge is sneaky, though. He gets greasy in those corners, and he's going to need to be through this Hyundai end section. But it is Tommy Mertz and Marco Delago making the last steps to the finish line, and it's going to be a clean race for those guys moving on to the next round.
Yeah, super solid pass by Tommy Mertz there. You know, we're talking about that BF Goodrich grip turn corner. It's really a lot of ways to play that, as we saw. Tommy was in the back, but he took a little different line, braked a little bit and caught the inside of Delago, and Delago really had no chance at that point. So all night, I think that point is going to be a key area, and also this tombstone roller at the end. We're going to see a lot of changes, a lot of risk-reward scenarios. So let's watch that again. So Tommy takes the inside a little bit, brakes, and kind of pushes Marco to the outside, forces him to take a longer line, and that gave him a clean lead throughout the bottom of the track.
And Tommy's a really good skater as well. So once he had the paddles going there on the ice, he had a chance to open it up a bit more.
Yeah, look at Wedge. He was right there.
Yeah.
Marco kind of closed the door on him, but I thought for a second there it was going to be Wedge's spot cutting through, but.
Well, he's so greasy getting on those inside lines. I was surprised that he didn't get there, but it's going to be Tommy Mertz and Marco Delago, and we head back up for heat number 3 in the round of 32.
It's all Delago right before this all began. He says he loves the course. He likes where he's at. He likes standing next to his skates on because he looks left forward.
In this next heat, we've got Kyle Croxall, the big older brother of Scott Croxall, Paavo Klintrup, Michael Urban, and Dan Whitty.
Runners ready. 5 seconds warning.
Something I've really been impressed by with Kyle Croxall lately is the way he's getting out of the start gates. He always used to be strong, but his speed out of the start gates has improved so much. He's got the lead right now, and Pavel Klinchuk right there with him as they come through the BF Goodrich traction corner. But look at that move by Dan Whitty. Oh, excuse me, Michael Urban. Thank you. He jumped in there with a fantastic corner, and he's sitting right behind Kyle Croxall. Dan Whitty's trying to find a spot to come through here at the back. There are opportunities to pass, but you got to really be looking for him hard. Hyundai end section, and Kyle Croxall over the tombstone. It's going to be a foot race to the finish line here. Let's see if, oh, that's going to go to photo finish for sure. How close was that?
Tight. Wow, Pavel was pushing so hard down the line. He was not happy about getting pushed out in the BF Goodrich grip turn, but it was a clean move in my eyes. Urban made a super nice pass, but I think we might have a different winner here. Let's watch this again. Like you said,
Michael Urban looking great here, by the way.
Yeah, and Kyle like explodes out of the gate. He's been doing that for a couple years now. I mean, he just totally changed his style, but he is so powerful, so strong out of the gate. There we see that corner. A little touchy, little handsy there, but I don't think it was anything over the line. Just got the inside corner. Urban made a real slick pass, but then let's watch Klinchuk here, pushing super hard, almost takes the inside, can't get it. Go and try the other inside, can't get it, but he makes a really smooth move over the tombstone roller.
And then he did take the inside on this one, didn't he?
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, nice.
Both of those guys, awesome skill there. Let's see here. Everybody's stride. Oh, I think it goes to Urban.
I think so too. That's a close one though.
We got a photo finish
from the heat before. That's strange. All right, so it's going to be Kyle Croxall and Michael Urban, and we head back up to the top for heat number 4 in the round of 32. All right, this is a big one here. Scott Croxall, former world champion, in there with Michael Iulianello, otherwise known as Iggy, the freestyle winner from Marseille, Florian Petitcolin, and John Fisher. You can't miss him wearing the pink jersey.
Runners ready. 5 seconds warning.
Scott Croxall, such an intense competitor and so quick out of the gate. And he's got the whole shot. Petitcolin right there on his tail. Iggy right on top of Petitcolin. And here comes John Fisher as they come through the BF Goodrich traction corner. My goodness,
nice.
How fast was that? That was insane. And Iulianello, you're right, an absolutely fantastic pass. And he is on top of Scott like white on rice.
Scott better get moving or he's going to get past here.
Yeah.
He's going to take it easy, but I don't think he can.
I don't think he can. He went a little bit hot through that drop there, coming into the Hyundai end section, and he's got that tombstone clean, and Iulianello is going to be right there with Scott. And he actually won that just in the last 2 meters, but I don't think Scott really cared about that one because he knew it was going to be those two guys going through.
And when we talked about risk and reward earlier, we see Petitcolin, he had no choice but to go for it over the tombstone. But if you can't get your feet back nice and land that flat, there is no way you can keep your composure and keep moving. And that's what we're going to see here. Super solid heat, all the guys, everybody's super tight, even on Scott, who's one of the fastest guys on the tour. But let's watch this. Petitcolin knows I have to go straight over or there's no way to pass. And when you land 10 foot down, you ain't gonna make it happen. Yeah. I feel for him right now, man. My back hurts from that.
Well, a great race by Iulianello as well. He had just a fantastic push at the top there. So we're going to see Michael Iulianello and Scott Croxall moving on to the quarterfinals. And now we're going to go down to Bree McShane in the finish area, who is with Scott Croxall.
Scott, you come into tonight on top of the standings. How badly do you want that world title?
Yeah, I really want it. You know, I'm feeling awesome out here, and I want to bring that world title back to Canada.
What's going to be the game plan moving on to the next rounds?
Just stay consistent. I want to get that hole shot and stay out front. The ice is super soft tonight, so just stay clean and on my skates.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, the current standings leader feeling and looking confident, obviously, as we take a quick look at the World Championship trophies. Those will be awarded this evening, and we're going to head back up to the top for heat number 5 in the round of 32.
Woo!
All right, Mirko Lahti, who has cut his teeth in both the juniors and the men's competition this year, is the junior world champion. He's in there with Patrick Mertz, Tyler Whitty, and Eli Kreider. Mirko Lahti, by the way, was the second fastest in the shootout time trials. And look at this, he's got the hole shot, and he is opening a gap like crazy quick on these other guys in the heat. Patrick Mertz, Tyler Whitty, and Eli Kreider. Oh, but Lahti goes down. I don't know what happened there. I didn't see. I just saw him sliding into the corner on his knees, and Tyler Whitty's got the lead now. And it's Eli Kreider trying to find an inside line as they come down through this super tricky section. And there's a puddle in between those rollers. It's almost like a water gap.
Wow, this is going to be tough. Lahti's going to have to push super hard here to make something happen.
Yeah, but look what he's doing. He has caught his way back up, but it's a bit too little too late. And Tyler Whitty and Patrick Mertz are moving on. Mirko Lahti is going to be eliminated in the round of 32. He can't be too disappointed about that, though, because he won the Junior World Championship title a month or 2 or 3 weeks ago in Marseille, and he just capped it off with a perfect season win yesterday here.
Yeah, I think he's moving on to the men's. You know, in his mind, he is not going to take this well. He qualified 2nd overall, one of the best guys in this track. Just looks like he toe picked on that step up, trying to take it a little slow to get up, and that could have been the difference maker there.
Oh, wow. He looped out.
Just a little too much compression, but Tyler Whitty making a really nice move, taking advantage of that fall. Patty Murr is also moving on with Whitty. Nice run by both those guys.
There's big Mirko Lahti, and we've seen him go up against the best this year and stand on his own 2 feet very well. Those two guys, so happy to be moving on, and we're going to move on to the top of the course. Heat number 6 in a round of 32 up next. So Danny Bergeson in this one, Luca Delago, there he is right there, along with Denny Guola and Tyler Roth.
5 seconds warning.
Danny Guola in probably about the craziest jersey we've seen. Oh, and he slips out and goes down right away. He hits the boards hard and leaves the gate wide open for the other 3 guys. Luca Delago so fast and so solid on his skates. Oh, a little bit of a hesitation by Luca coming through that VF Goodrich traction corner, but he gets back on his feet, and Bergeson, who is a big boy and a great skater, is right there with him. Ty Roth.
First race of the season looking super solid.
Yeah. Luca Delago is also looking like he's really enjoying this course, coming through that very windy, tricky Hyundai end section over the tombstone, and the last push to the finish. Bergeson knows he's got Roth on his shoulder, but Bergeson does it, and Luca Delago and Danny Bergeson are going to move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Luca just always looking smooth every race. I mean, he's one of the most skilled guys on the tour. We always talk about him. Look at him pre-jump that. Guala looks like he caught a rut there. The ice is still slightly soft up there. It's very possible. Let's watch Luke on this turn, and Ty Roth looking like he was in a real nice position, but just could not handle that BF Goodrich grip turn.
Yeah, he came in there real hot.
Berge really taking a nice inside line, almost making a pass to Delago, but Delago had a way of shutting the door.
It was like a double pump on the brakes there for Delago in that BF Goodrich traction corner.
You can see all the guys just kind of holding back just a tiny bit, knowing that the ice conditions are not ideal. That is part of racing. You got to make the best of the situation, and these guys are doing it tonight.
There's Marco Delago. Yeah, that's my little brother.
Interesting to note that we got Delago, Nas, and Croxa all in that top of the bracket.
Yeah.
So all 3 of those cannot make the final. So we're going to see a super crazy battle here very soon.
All right, next heat up is heat number 7 in the round of 32. All right, we got Marcus Duola, Max Dunn, Shane Renaud, and Matt Johnson. Shane Renaud's parents are here in the finish area, or at least I think it's his parents. I wasn't quite sure, but I saw them rolling around with Shane Renaud jerseys on.
5 seconds warning.
Max Dunn with a great start. He's been kind of up and down this season, but he's in a shoulder-to-shoulder battle right now with Shane. Max Dunn, Marcus Duola. Marcus Duola out in front, looking good coming around that BF Grid traction corner. Max Dunn sitting in second place solidly now. He's got to use those big long legs to make sure that nobody gets a chance to pass him. Marcus Duola holding down that top spot. Shane Renaud, though, looking like he is trying to find that line on Dunn. Dunn almost makes a mistake coming down that drop through the Hyundai end section. Some mistakes made by positions 3 and 4, and it leaves it wide open for Max Dunn to come across that line in second place. Marcus Duola winning this one with a great move at the top to get himself into first place, and he never looked back.
Yeah, you know, Marcus Wall is always a guy that qualifies super high, you know, top 5, top 10 every race, but never seems to be able to put it together. Today he put it together, facing one of the best guys on tour, Max Dunn, cleanly beating him in the race, which surprised me. So, I mean, maybe this is his turning point right here. We'll see how he does in the later rounds. Now, the interesting point is, in the back here, we got 2 really good skaters. Half speed, Matt Johnson, Shane Renaud, super solid, and they were really on the tail of Dunn the whole way through, and they were both looking to make a pass in the final chicanes, but they kind of stepped on each other's toes there. We're gonna watch it here coming down through. Renaud tries to make the inside, Johnson blocks him out, and then Johnson runs into the boards and completely takes out Renaud, giving them no chance to step back in the race.
Yeah, it's right there on that really tricky corner, and that was the end in the end section for those two.
All right, so there it is, Duola and Dunn 1 and 2.
Let's go, baby.
All right, we're gonna head back up to the top of the course for the last heat in the round of 32, heat number 8. So this one's got a vet, Killian Brown, in there along with Jim DePauli. There you see the 2 of them. Gabe Renaud here, as well as Oliver LaRouche. Geez, Killian Brown vibrating with anticipation, trying to get out of that gate. And he's got a good start. Gabe Renaud right there. Gabe Renaud has got a slight lead. Oh, it's going to be crazy. Through the BF Grid traction corner, and it is carnage. And here comes Killian Brown. He had a step. Jim DePauli, it is a mad dash here. This is about the craziest race we've seen all day. Killian opens it up now through that really narrow section. Jim DePauli sneaks into second place.
This is so tight, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's a wild one. Gabe Renaud now had the lead, sitting back in third place over the tombstone. The last roller hits towards the finish, and it's going to be Killian Brown and Jim DePauli.
Wow, that is racing
moly.
Right there.
That could have been anybody's from top to bottom.
So bad for Gabe Renaud. He had such an incredible start, hammering those first 3 roller sections, and then it was just all chaos coming into the BF Goodrich grip turn. I want to see this again. It was just incredible. Gabe Renaud really solid coming in the first sections, really sucking up the jump, and here we go. Everybody's so tight. 2, 3 different transition changes here. Gabe gets a hold of...
Oh, that was Oliver LaRouche.
Yeah, that was LaRouche there.
Getting a little bit of handsy on there.
So LaRouche looking at him, picking the gap. Killian really staying to the outside and taking a better line, and he's comes through cleaner than anybody. DePauli battles through, ends up able to make a good pass here in the skating section. Let's watch this.
And DePauli is such a good skater, and he runs through those rollers.
And that was the key there. They're running through the rollers, allowed him to make that pass. He took it a little quicker, gave LaRouche no chance.
Quarterfinals, and now they'll go on to semifinals.
There you go, Killian Brown and Jim DePauli. That means our quarterfinals are set for later on.
And that will again commence our round of 32. All right, so are you guys having fun out there?
And look at that. Fantastic course here in Edmonton.
Solid crowd tonight, just like a few years ago, man. They were just packed.
Now, we talked about the audience here in Edmonton, and it's really tough to see from the lighting because they're doing a little bit of light show up and down, but it is packed out there, like you said. Now, it's been a tumultuous season, to say the least, with many incredible battles, including that man right there. And that's take a quick look back at how we got to this last race of the series.
5 seconds warning.
The Red Bull Crash Dice season started in St. Paul, Minnesota, USA, with all eyes on local hero and reigning two-time world champion Cameron Naas.
Explosive out of the gate. Cameron Naas with a solid start. Naas goes down.
Yeah, still kicking myself about that fall in the end of the race in the final there. If I wouldn't have done that, I think the points would be a lot different right now, but it is what it is, and I'm beyond it.
I thought in this moment, oh, that's a third place there, not too bad. And then I jumped over the last turn, the hip jump, and everybody is lying in front of me.
Marco Delago took the win and the overall lead. 2 weeks later in Finland, the Austrian squared up against his old rival Scott Croxall in the final. The Canadian had been unbeaten on the natural ice track in Jyväskylä until the first turn of the last race day.
Oh, and Scott goes down immediately with a huge hit on the boards at the top.
I had the whole shot and got pushed from behind into the boards, and that was just a dirty move on his part. He got disqualified, and it's good to see.
I think that was a correct decision.
Marco's brother Luca was declared the winner in Finland, with Scott Croxall awarded second place. On to Marseille, France. And it was third time lucky on the season for Cameron Naas, with the reigning champion recording his 9th career win.
Yeah, huge win. Really needed those points, so pumped.
But with a podium at all 3 races, it's Scott Croxall leading the standings going into the final in Edmonton.
What about yesterday? What did you...
It just makes it so much more exciting coming here to Edmonton, how close these races are between the top 3 guys. Now, we have an interview with Cameron after the round of 32 heat. He is down in the finish area with Bree McShane.
Cameron, you're looking very strong on that track. How confident are you tonight?
I'm feeling good. Time trialed well, been skating well on the track, so yeah, I'm just going to try to get some good gate starts and do what I always plan, try to stay consistent out there.
There are some warmer temperatures which are affecting the ice. How does that change your strategy out here?
It's tough, you know, the starting gate's a little soft, and then that area by the rollers in the long skating section, there's water on the track, so you just have to watch your step and hopefully you do well.
Good luck for the future races. Thanks.
It's interesting that he says watch your step, because we saw this last year in Jyväskylä. He actually stepped in a wet spot and went down and left the gate wide open for Scott Croxall to win that event and make it another tight battle last year. And it's been a really big battle between these 2 guys over the last couple of years.
Absolutely. It's really fun watching them go back and forth head-to-head over the last 3 seasons. With Scott in the lead right now, it's just going to be an incredible finish.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have to stay consistent. There's Marco Delago. We're going to see him in the coming quarterfinal heat against Cameron Naas. Tommy Meritz is in there along with Ricard van Wiehen. Now, Marco Delago and Cameron Naas going up against each other. Interesting battle, because these guys haven't really had a lot of head-to-heads, and both of them are quick out of the gate. What's your call on this one, Reed?
It's going to be tight, you know, especially with the soft ice conditions, knowing that anybody could catch a little edge. Marco looked pretty sound this first run. Cam looked flawless. I got to give the go-ahead to Cam, and we can't discount Tommy Mertz here either. He made a super solid pass on Marco earlier. He looked super awesome on this track. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, there you see the guys getting themselves ready up in the gate. I'm just going to run through our quarterfinal heats really quickly. We know we've got Cameron Noss, Marco Delago, Tommy Mertz, and Ricard van Viehe in Heat 1. Heat 2's got Kyle and Scott Croxall, Michael Julianello, Michael Urban. That's going to be a good one. Heat 3's got Danny Bergeson, Luca Delago, Patrick Mertz, and Tyler Whitty. And heat number 4, Marcus Uola, Killian Brown, Jim DePauli, and Maxwell Dunn. So, there we see two-time reigning world champion Cameron Noss in the gate for quarterfinal heat number 1. Let's get this going.
Nice, look at that. Are you not entertained?
Interesting to note, too, that Marco Delago and Cameron Noss both occupying those middle 2 gates. You've been on course a few times. Let's talk about this afterwards. But I want to know what your feelings are about those middle 2 gates. Oh, look at that, shoulder to shoulder, Noss and Delago. Noss gets a better inside line around that first corner. Delago struggling a little bit to find his footing over that big jump and into the BF Goodrich traction corner. Oh, Delago makes a great move inside on Tommy Mertz. Mertz goes down, he's got a pedal from the back end, and Cameron has got the lead with Marco Delago right behind him, Ricard van Viehe trailing in 3rd. And those 2 boys out front are opening the gates up a little bit as they come through the Hyundai end section. Noss and Delago.
Marco right on him too, looking super solid. That was one of the best passes of the season right there. Yeah. Marco totally set that up. I can't wait to see that in slow-mo. That was beautiful.
Now, we started out talking about those 2 middle gates. You've been on there. Is there an advantage to being in one of those 2 middle gates as far as that first turn?
Yeah, absolutely. It just sets you really nicely coming down those rollers. The inside one, you can get pinched off really easy, and the outside, you just have a longer trajectory, so it's hard to gain in the center guys. But let's watch this. Marco slowed down. He started way to the outside, and as the other guys got pushed out, Marco stayed in and made just an amazing turn here. Look at this.
That was an intelligent pass by Marco right there, and Tommy Mertz, unfortunately, he stepped on Marco's skate, and that's what caused him to go down just coming out of that BF Goodrich traction corner.
That's a total vet move. A guy with a lot of experience is going to do stuff like that, and experience Marco has.
All right, a great race by Marco Delago. He is down in the finish area with Bree McShane.
Marco, that was a great pass on the top of the race. How important is it to play it smart here?
There are a few parts on this track where if you take out some speed before, you have it easier. This U-turn, if you're too fast, you go too wide. So I tried to slow down a little bit and worked out this time, but I think in the further rounds I have to go faster.
You're still in the running to return the world title to Europe. Does that give you extra motivation tonight?
It's for me, I want to do good in every single heat. I believe, yeah, it's extra motivation. I am super pumped all weekend. And yeah, now I try to go for it, so let's do it, indubitably.
Good luck for the next rounds.
Thanks so much.
Indubitably. That's a great word. Throwing it in there. So Cameron Noss and Marco Delago moving from the quarters into the semis, and we're going to go back to the top of our course for quarterfinal heat number 2. This one's got the Croxall brothers. They're occupying those 2 middle gates that we talked about. Michael Julianello on the outside and Michael Urban on the other outside gate. So let's see how this breaks down.
5 seconds warning.
Really nice start by all 4 of them. It's hard to call the whole shot here, but we'll give it to Kyle Croxall. Unusual to see Kyle Croxall out in front of his brother. And Scott goes really wide on that one. Kyle Croxall navigated that BF Goodrich traction corner perfectly. Scott Croxall went really wide, but he got back on his skates quickly to stay right there with his bigger brother, Michael Julianello. Iggy trying his best to catch up, coming down through the Hyundai end section. Iggy's not that far behind, but over the tombstone, it's going to be tough to do anything against the Croxall boys now. And we're going to see them in the semifinal.
Yeah, when you're against guys like the Croxels, I mean, even though both Michael Irvin and Iggy are great skaters, Iggy's had a huge season, moving up into the top 10 from top 32 last year. You cannot make any mistakes, and when these two get tied up, Irvin and Iggy on the BF Goodrich grip turn, really they're eliminating themselves from the race right there. There's just no chance.
Yeah, and I mean, Kyle Croxall, he came around that corner on rails. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, Scott and Kyle, I mean, they've just been so solid all year. Kyle even kind of making a resurgence this year too. I mean, he's always been solid, but this year he's really picked it up.
Yeah, great job by the brothers Croxall to move on to the semifinals, as we'll head back up to heat number 3 of quarterfinal action.
Moving on. Quarterfinals, heat 3 is up next.
Oh, good call on the bucket.
Quarterfinals, heat 3. And up there, Ferguson.
So in heat number 3 here, we've got Daniel Bergeson, Luca Delago, Patrick Mertz, and Tyler Whitty. Now, if I had to guess, I would say Luca's probably going to be the fastest out of the gate, but I think Tyler's going to be good in this one.
Warning!
Oh, look at that. Another dead even start by all of these guys, and it is... Oh, Patrick Mertz looking very good coming through that turn here. And here comes Tyler Whitty up there with Patrick Mertz and Luca Delago sitting in 3rd place. Danny Bergeson was a little bit too hot in that BF Goodrich traction corner. And a great pass by Luca to get past Patrick Mertz and move in with Tyler Whitty.
He just flat out skated.
Yeah. Hyundai end section is clear. Oh, it's going to be close to the finish line, but this one's going to go to Tyler Whitty. Oh! That one might go into review. It will.
All 3 of them super tight coming across that finish. Tyler Whitty making a real smart move on the traction corner, the BF Goodrich traction corner that is. Let's watch this corner.
I'm going to stick with my original call, Tyler Whitty and Luca Delago here. And, oh, but look at the carnage right here.
Tyler just way back on that, but everybody gets kind of tied up with each other. Bergie's grabbing at Luca. Mertz almost goes down, and Tyler comes through clean.
Yeah, Patrick Mertz and Tyler Whitty were the guys that basically came out of that more or less unscathed.
We didn't get to see it there in the replay, but Luca made an unbelievable move skating, just out-skated Mertz on that first roller section. And let's watch it here. Mertz is really coming in good, but I don't think it was enough. Let's see it in slow-mo.
No, he got it definitely. It was Luca on that one. Yeah, there we go. Tyler Whitty and Luca Delago are moving on to the semifinals. That's a really good result for Tyler as well. Happy to see that.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was some good racing. That's like head-to-head.
So there you go. A couple of guys happy to be moving on, and we're going to go back up to the top of the course, heat number 4 in the quarterfinals. Marcus Fiola, Killian Brown, Jim DePauli, and Maxwell Dunn. This should be a really evenly balanced race from top to bottom.
5 seconds warning!
Max Dunn with a great start on the outside, and he just squeaks around for the lead ahead of Jim DePauli. Here comes Fiola, though. He's good on this BF Goodrich corner, and he's got 2nd place now. Jim DePauli having to skate from behind. Max Dunn using those long legs, bumping and grinding with DePauli, though, and he's got a great pass there. That was fantastic, going through the roller section in this really narrow bottleneck. And Jim DePauli has the lead ahead of Maxwell Dunn. Here comes Marco Fiola and Killian Brown. Oh, Fiola goes down, takes Brown with him. Down goes Brown, and it's going to be Jim DePauli and Max Dunn across the finish line, 1 and 2 to move to the semis.
Yeah, I think Walla made a very aggressive move on Dunn, possibly something that would have been a disqualification, but Dunn battled through, took him out, and in the doing so, Walla took out Braun. I mean, hopefully we can see a view on that, but there was definitely something going on there.
Let's look at this again in slow-mo here.
All the guys really taking it easy, coming to that section. They've seen people overshoot it. Everybody seems to get through here pretty clean this time, but I want to see DePauli on this pass. Just completely outskated everybody. You see right now he's third coming into the drop. Everybody comes in this long skating section.
DePauli doing his best not to grab onto Marcus Jola.
Okay, here we go. Third place. Skating, skating, coming on the inside. Just a couple more strides.
And there's that step through the rollers. He did it again.
The one leg running in the rollers is what's working for guys. We saw it work for Luca earlier in almost the identical situation. Now let's see what Dunn was talking about here. This is where Walla may have got a little handsy. They're not showing it, but it's not going to affect the result. Dunn, DePauli, happy B-Day.
All right, well, there we go. We have 4 quarterfinal heats done and dusted. That means our semifinals are locked up. And the first one's looking good with the Croxall boys and Delago and Nas in there. And semifinal number 2 is going to see Witty, Delago, DePauli, and Maxwell Dunn. Well, we've seen a lot of exciting action so far, and we take a look there at Jackie Leger, who we saw race earlier on in the women's quarterfinals, and unfortunately she won't be repeating as world champion. That lady right there is our new world champion. And last season, Amanda Trunzo came close to winning her first world championship title, losing by the smallest margin to Jackie Leger, who we showed you earlier. And this year, Amanda has been incredible. And to secure that coveted title, she needed to make it to the semis, where she's at now. Let's take a look back at her quarterfinal heat. So we saw a great race here. Let's walk through this one a little bit, because we're going to give you her quarterfinal heat, and this was the deciding factor as Amanda Trunzo.
Riders ready? 5 seconds warning.
So we see a great start here by Tamara Kaya, actually, who had the whole shot. She was fast out of the gate and had the lead over Amanda Trunzo coming to the Canadian Big Air, which nobody's really been airing because it's faster to go across that thing flat. It was a great pass through the BF Goodrich traction corner there, and Amanda took the lead and basically never looked back. Emma Kreider back there in 3rd place, and Tamara Kaya is actually sitting in 2nd place. Our graphic was a little bit deceiving there because they made a lot of passing midway. But look at this, Amanda Trunzo through the Hyundai end section, absolutely a huge lead over the tombstone. And watch this, she starts to celebrate because she knows she's got it locked up.
There is our new Women's World Championship. She is fired up. Look at her. It's been a long road for her. She trained super hard this year with all the guys and other gals. I mean, she deserves this. Put in the work, and here's the result. World champion.
And that's some excited fans of Amanda Trunzo there. An absolutely fantastic job. So Amanda Trunzo, the new world champion in ice cross downhill after making it to the semifinals here. And now it's just about the pride of winning this event here, and these ladies are going to be absolutely battling. So Amanda was with Bree after that quarterfinal battle. Let's go down and hear from the new world champ.
Amanda, congratulations. This means you are now the world champion for 2018, no matter what happens. What are the emotions?
Oh, there's so many emotions going on right now, but you know, I just gotta keep going for these next 2 heats and try to come out on top here still tonight. Got that monkey off my back, and yeah, I'm super, super excited.
Jacqueline has been looking quite strong on this course. What's it going to take moving on to the next rounds?
Yeah, you know, she's solid on every course, so you always know what you're going to get with her. She's a great skater. She's good technically, so, you know, I just got to stay strong out there and give it my best.
Good luck. Congratulations.
Much.
Well, Amanda Trunzo still got a little bit of work ahead of her, Reed, as we look at the track heading up towards the top. We have semifinal heat number 1 in the gate. So this semifinal heat number 1 should be a good one. Amanda is in there with Jacqueline Legere, her biggest competitor throughout the season. Also, Sandrine Rainjean and Tamara Kaya, who we saw earlier in that quarterfinal heat, was fantastically quick out of the gate. So let's see, maybe this could be Tamara's race.
Yeah, Tamara's super solid on this track.
5 seconds warning.
Really good even start by all of our women, but Amanda Trunzo just a little bit quicker in that first corner. Jackie Legere right there with her as they do the Bambi knee to try and get up over that jump. Oh, Amanda having a little bit of trouble coming into the BF Goodrich traction corner, and Sandrine Rainjean takes over the lead. Amanda now trying to battle from behind, but she's a solid skater, and she does a great job through those rollers to take over the lead.
Makes a nice pass.
And Jackie Legere makes a great pass. Good call on that one, Reed, and she moves into second place behind Amanda. Remember, it's the top 2 athletes that are going to move on to the final. Oh! Jackie Legere goes down over the tombstone, and it just earned its name big time. Sandrine Rainjean comes in second place behind Amanda Trunzo, and that's the I did what I could, but it didn't work out for me look from Jackie Legere. That's too bad.
She's hurting.
Oh yeah, that's not fun.
That's a tough go. We talked about that roller there. It's just, she went for it, overshot it. She should have maybe been a little more careful there, but you know, it's the heat of the moment. What do you do? I mean, things did not go her way, but.
Wow, Tamara Kaya flew over that one.
I don't know if she was indecisive, thinking maybe going for the jump. I'm not sure what happened, but you know, look at this pass on Jacqueline earlier. After this tournament, we see Sandrine make a really nice move on the BF Goodrich traction corner. Jacqueline just pushes, ends up making a super nice pass on the inside.
Yeah, and here comes that great pass. And right here is where it went sour for Jackie.
Just couldn't get her leg up over.
Oh, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that's a rough go. You don't want to see that for anybody, especially your old world champion, but hey, that happens, that's racing. Move on, she'll be right there next year.
Yeah, 2-time world champion. The battles for the women are going to get stronger and stronger. We're seeing more and more women join the sport of ice cross downhill, and that's fantastic. All right, semi-final number 2 coming up. Anaïs Morin, who we said has been improving race to race, is looking great. Maxi Plant was right there with her earlier on. Elaine Topolniski and Alicia Blomberg here in this one as well. It's an almost all-Canadian mix. Anaïs Morin with a great start. She's the only Swiss lady in this heat. And wow, she's looking really good here. Maxi Plant just ahead of Elaine Topolniski.
Let's see what Maxi does in this corner.
She did a good job to hold off Elaine. It's really impressive to watch because Anaïs Morin, Maxi Plant, Elaine Topolniski, you know they're good skaters. We know that they can ride these courses. They've been training hard. They're fantastic athletes, but you can really see the difference in how their calm and compete level is on course. Anaïs Morin had a little bit of trouble through that Hyundai end section, and now it looks like Elaine Topolniski has just made the pass right at the last moment there. Great job to take second place in this one.
That's the first real solid pass we've seen at the Tombstone. Elaine just took it a little better, a little smoother, got a good pump coming out of the bottom, and that pushed her right ahead of Maxi. But again, we can't say enough about Anaïs. I mean, she's an Olympic figure skater, comes into the sport, the last couple years has just constantly been stepping up her game, stepping up her level. Look at how smooth she is in the air, almost no body movement whatsoever. Lands really nice.
And that edge control coming from a figure skating background really plays absolutely a crucial role here for her.
Now here's the pass. We see Maxi just had a little hesitation there, and Elaine just shot over it like a rocket, and that was enough for her to take the win.
Elaine sucking up the knees on that one, and she played that perfectly over the Tombstone roller.
the finals. The Canadian skater you guys are rooting for, Elaine Topovinsky. But some awesome racing out here. Down on the ground, he's with the fans. But we're up here in the announcers.
All right, so coming up, we will have the men's semifinals. Let's take a real quick look here at heat number 1. Cameron Naas, Kyle Croxall, Scott Croxall, Marco Delago. This is going to be fireworks.
Wow, that is a semi.
This is a final any other time, but it's a semifinal here, folks. There's Marco Delago. A lot of tension between that man right there, Marco Delago, and there we see a quick look at Luca Delago, and there's Scott Croxall. I was mentioning the tension. The tension was between Scott Croxall and Marco Delago, stemming from last year in St. Paul. And there we go, semi-final heat number 1, almost locked and loaded into the gates.
All 3 of our guys vying for the World Championship right here.
Yep.
One of them will be out.
Remember, only 2 riders move forward from this heat into the next round. Will it be Cameron Naas, Scott Croxall, Kyle Croxall, or Marco Delago? You could toss a coin up in the air and choose who's going to win this one.
5 seconds warning.
Start again by Kyle Croxall. Scott Croxall shoulder to shoulder. Here comes Marco Delago. He makes a fantastic pass, squeezing through the middle of the big boy. And Naas goes down, and Marco goes down through the traction corner, the BF Goodrich traction corner, and it's the Croxall brothers alone out in front. And that's not a thing that you want to let happen with 2 big, strong bodies like those guys out in front. Marco Delago battling hard with Cameron Naas. He gets hammered into the boards. Cameron Naas looking for a line in, and that means Cameron Naas is going to be eliminated here in the semifinals. What a turn of event! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That is unbelievable! What an amazing race! What an amazing race! Nobody expected that. And it looks like Cameron Naas is going to hammer that button because he feels like something is going on, but he was too late to get to the buzzer. It looks like that protest isn't even going to be accepted. I can't wait to look at the review on this one, Reed.
I don't know what happened there. We're going to have to look at that BF Goodrich traction corner. That's where everything happened. Marco came into that first. Cam and him just got kind of tangled up. Let's watch it here. So Marco's in the lead, breaks a little bit. Can't really see what happened there, but those 2 got totally caught up to each other.
I don't think that there was anything that was ugly that went on there. Let's have a look. There's a better angle right here. So yeah, basically they both just lost their footing and ended up in a pile on top of each other, and the Croxall brothers got the better positioning because of it.
Yeah, it almost looks like Kyle and Cam was where the contact line possibly, or it's tough to say. Marco was definitely along the back there. It just like seems like he lost control and took Cam with him. I mean, not much you can do. What a race!
Oh, that was so exciting. But you know what? This was, I believe this was a really fair race. You know, there was some action going on, and it's Scott Croxall, our new world champion. That's amazing. So Scott is with Bree McShane in the finish area.
Scott, this means you are the world champion for 2018. What are the emotions like?
Yeah, I just showed it all on the ice. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to say.
Did that feel like a final going up against the caliber of athletes in that heat?
Yeah, that was definitely my final here tonight. Naas raced good all season, clean, and can't say the same for the other guy, but good to see my brother move on here too, and happy to bring it on.
You've still got the final to go. What's going to be the plan to bring it home?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good luck, thanks.
Wow. Wow, wow, and wow.
Not afraid to say how he feels.
Let's let it all out there. But that's a great job by Scott Croxall. He's battled hard all season long. He's been a fantastic racer, a fantastic athlete. Unfortunately for that man, it's not going to be a three-peat, and Scott Croxall joins the elite group of athletes that have 2 World Championship titles, but there's lots more racing still to come. Semifinal heat number 2 in the gate. So Luca Delago, Jim DePaoli, Max Dunn, and Tyler Whitty in this one. Luca Delago would love to win a 2nd race of the season. Let's see if he can do it. He's got a good chance here.
Riders ready! 5 seconds warning!
Wow, what a start by Max Dunn again. He's so strong, and he got out from that outside gate to that first place position really, really fast. Luca Delago right there with him, coming through the BF Goodrich traction corner. Luca Delago doing his best to try and catch up with the long legs of Max Dunn, who struggled a little bit through that wet section. And Jim DePaoli is not letting Luca get too far away. It's all about who makes a mistake here. And the guys are really working hard through the Hyundai end section. Jim DePaoli, it's going to be close here. Whoa, my goodness. I think that one's going to be photo finish as well. Maxwell Dunn definitely had that one. But it doesn't look like they're going to go to photo finish. It does appear as though Luca Delago's foot crossed just ahead of DePaoli.
So tight.
That was very, very tight. Woo. My.
What an awesome heat.
We didn't see the graphic. Sorry, Reed, we didn't see the graphic, but it is under photo finish. So we'll have a look at the slow-mo here first.
It's kind of interesting move. Luca really took the outside line there, but just really kept his speed. Now DePaoli made a solid push here in this skating section. Look at him, the race before he did a little 1-foot action there, made a nice pass, but Luca did the same thing and closed the door coming into that corner. Now here's where it gets interesting. Everybody does a super solid job. Luca barely gets his foot on the ice. DePaoli makes a last-second push, but it doesn't seem like it was enough.
Well, let's see what the photo finish says, because it was mighty close. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, how close is that? Okay, far side is Luca's skate. Yeah, it's gonna be Luca's race. Just a stretch. If Jim had stretched those long legs of his, it might have been his.
And I believe, as you just saw from that angle, Luca Delago can wrap it up.
Tyler Whitty, great race for him today. Like he said, making the semi is super solid. He keeps improving every year. Happy for him.
Well, Luca gonna have a chance moving on to the final. And that means he's going to be going up against Scott Croxall and Kyle Croxall. And Max Dunn's going to be in that final heat as well. Looking forward to seeing another good final race here with both the Croxall boys as well as Max Dunn. That's going to be another great position for him on this season. And Max Dunn, he's been a little bit hot and cold this season, but he has shown definite improvement over the last couple of years of racing.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this season, I thought he's a guy that's going to be competing for the World Championship. He was right in the hunt last year. Struggled, you could call it, but maybe not. Just kind of caught some tough breaks the first couple races, but he's definitely came up to celebrity status the last few in a final like he deserves to be. He's a guy that could challenge anybody, even win this thing tonight.
All right, well, let's not forget we still have the small final or consolation final and final for the women. And as a treat, we're going to show you what it looks like in a women's race here with the POV camera from Tamara Kaya and Amanda Trunzo. This is on board right now with Tamara Kaya. Oh, excuse me, Amanda Trunzo. There's Tamara in front of her. And you can see how fast these girls are absolutely flying down this course. And now we're on board with Tamara coming up to that BF Goodrich traction corner. There's just a lot of action going on here.
God, that's just an awesome view there. You can really feel it, like you're right in the seat. There's that soft spot we've been talking about all night. Look at how solid Trunzo looks there, just cranking those legs. She deserves every bit of this World Championship.
Yeah, she really opened up a lead there on Tamara Kaya. But I got to be honest with you, Tamara Kaya has really impressed me with her starts, and with how well she's been skating these courses. And there's that tombstone. Look at the drop down. The elevation change is insane.
There she goes, world champion.
And there's a POV of what it looks like to be a world champion. Nice.
Incredible.
Well, now she can sort of relax, and I mean, this is now what we could call a victory lap for Amanda. So she's going to have one more race here today, and she can really enjoy this one. Before that happens, though, we have the small final. So Jacqueline Legere, unusual to see her here, but she is going to be in there with Tamara Kaya, Maxi Plant, and Alicia Blomberg.
5 seconds warning.
And this is going to be the race that's going to determine positions 5, 6, 7, and 8 here in Edmonton. And Jacqueline Legere with a great start and a solid lead over the Canadian Big Air. Coming into the VF Goodrich traction corner. Really fantastic through there. And like I said, Tamara Kaya looking very good. Here comes Maxi Plant. She's a bulldog trying to catch up, and she makes the pass on Tamara Kaya into this corner section and the bottleneck. And Maxi Plant has now got second place locked down for the moment. Hyundai in section for Jacqueline Legere, Maxi Plant in second place, Tamara Kaya in third, Alicia Blomberg in fourth, and across the finish line it looks like that's how the order is going to go.
Wow, I bet Jacqueline's wishing she had that run
earlier, yeah, no doubt.
In the semis, she looks uber awesome. That was the Jacqueline we're used to seeing. But hey, good spot, get into next year, finish the season solid as she could.
Alicia Blomberg, holy smokes!
Look at Maxi.
Was that Maxi Plant flying?
Let's check this out. Maxi just boosting. These girls are giving her.
I think Maxi was having that moment in the air going, oh no. You could see it in her face.
I don't know if she really wanted to do that. Looked cool.
Looked great. All right. The women's final is in the gate. Edmonton 2018, the last race of the season. Elaine Topolniski, she's been amazing today, making some good passes, and that tombstone, she's not afraid of it at all. We talked about this young woman, Anaïs Morin from Switzerland, bedazzled as she is. And then, of course, Amanda Trunzo, she can relax through this one, but knowing her, she's going to want to win it. And Sandrine Réjean. That is your lineup for the women's final here in Edmonton and our last race of the Ice Cross Downhill World Championship season 2017-18. Let's get it on.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Riders ready. 5 seconds warning.
Amanda with a great start. Anaïs Morin right there with her. It would have been interesting to see these two in a heat earlier on today, but they were on a collision course for each other. Sandrine Réjean sitting back there in third place, but she almost passes Anaïs Morin, and then she gets hooked up with Elaine Topolniski in the VF Goodrich traction corner.
Look at Trunzo, this is definitely her victory lap. She's riding on a high and just crushing it.
I don't know if that's grimacing because she's working hard or a smile because she knows what's going on.
A little of both.
A little of both. Anaïs Moran goes down, I think she does, and it leaves the door wide open for Elaine Topolniski. Elaine Topolniski coming around that last corner, and this is going to be her best finish ever. But Amanda Trunzo celebrates this one in a big way. Elaine Topolniski with a fantastic finish on the season. The second place on the podium. That is amazing. Good job, though, by all of these women who have just battled so hard all season long.
What a way to cap off an almost perfect season for Amanda Trunzo. Wow.
Yeah.
World Championship, winning the final race of the season on an amazing track.
Yeah, she really brought it all together in these last couple of races. It was so critical for her to do well here, and she did it. She pulled it off, and she can be happy with the effort.
But this was all her the whole race. I mean, she kicked it into another gear. Kind of like I see Naz do a lot of times. You just know towards the end, he all of a sudden turns it on. She did the same, and man, just took control. Nobody was touching her here. No one.
I think it's safe to say that Amanda could probably race and win against most of the men out there as well.
Yeah,
she's so strong.
I didn't like racing her when we had that run before.
Right, you guys raced together, didn't you?
I saw it firsthand. She's fast.
There's the fall by Anaïs Moran. She just didn't have the edge she needed, a little bit too hot into that corner. And there's the celebration by Amanda Trunzo across the finish line. Amazing. So Amanda Trunzo can be completely happy with her results here this year. She's with Bree McShane in the finish area.
Amanda, congratulations. You knew that you had the world title after the quarterfinals. Could you just enjoy that race then?
Yeah, you know, all the races, I just tried to enjoy that whole time and tried to get the whole shot, stay out in front, and hold my lane.
And it worked. You're a full-time teacher. How much sacrifice has gone into getting this win?
Yeah, you know, there's a ton of sacrifice, some late nights, 3-a-days, so just trying to get any workout I can in, but, you know, we make it work and just happy to be here.
What's the plan now?
Yeah, you know, celebrate this win tonight, but obviously gonna look to defend it next year and work even harder in that off season.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Holy heavy.
Holy heavy is right. That is the first place trophy for Edmonton 2018, and that's not the only hardware she's going to be taking home. So there you see the results from Edmonton. Elaine Topolniski in second place behind Amanda Trunzo. That's her best result yet. Sandrine Réjean, by sheer luck of being able to get past Anaïs Moran when she fell down, ends up in third place, and Anaïs gets the fourth, and she is going to be back next year for sure, improving race to race. And we're going to see a lot of amazing women competing next year. All right. Consolation final for the men up in the gate right now. This one we're looking at Cameron Nass. I'm not used to saying his name in a consolation final. That's so strange. Marco Delago, Jim DePauli, and Tyler Whitty. There's Marco Delago right there.
Marco always staying loose up there at the gates.
I sometimes wonder if it's a bit more nerves than it is staying loose. Here we go.
I kind of agree.
The skates of Cameron Nass, who has been so effective. Had a bit of trouble at the start of the season, and now he's just playing for the crowd, throwing down some style as he comes into that BF Goodrich traction corner. An amazing big air. Remember, this is for positions 5 through 8 in Edmonton here, and Cameron Nass wants to have that position because he's going to need the points. He doubles that gap. He's looking really good. He probably should have done that in the earlier race as well.
Again, like I talked about, bringing up another gear. Cam is so smooth, so solid. Didn't want to see him in this position. I wanted to see him in the final going for it, but that was a nice run. You know he's going to be taking up another level next year, and God, yeah, he's going to be right there.
He gets angry, and he gets angry with himself, and that means his training is going to be kicked up a notch for next year, like the Chef Emerald said. kick it up a notch. But look at the air he takes there. Wow, he sailed.
That was pretty. Let's watch this. Nice little reverse grab. Holding it, holding it, holding it. Beautiful.
That's commitment right there.
Couldn't have stuck the landing any better, and then he was just gone. That's the Cam we thought we were going to see in the round before. He got a little tangled up in the mix. Wasn't able to do what he normally does, getting in front and holding it. But hey, what a season for him. Can't take anything away.
Cameron Nas is now with Bree McShane.
Cameron, some bad luck today. How are you feeling right now?
I don't know if it was bad luck, bad race lines, but yeah, it's a good season. Pumped on Scotty. He deserves it. It's fun sharing moments like this with him, and pumped that he could do it in front of his home crowd.
He has been not only a friend, but your training buddy. What would it mean to see him win here?
I'd love to see him win. I mean, why the hell go this far, buddy? You got to take it home.
Thanks, Cameron. Well done.
Right on.
I think we were seeing a little bit of emotion from Cameron there at Good Friends, and we set up for our men's final. Well, this is what we've all been waiting for here. Probably none more than one of the guys racing in this heat, Scott Croxall, who has been crowned the 2017-18 Ice Cross Downhill World Champion one heat earlier. There he is. This is going to be a fantastic final with his brother Kyle in there. Luca Delago, who could well be a spoiler on this one, and Maxwell Dunn, who is a lot of fun to see race. Big celebration as these guys get ready to go, and there we see Luca Delago from Austria. He wants to win this one. He wants to have a second win on the season. Kyle Croxall right next to Luca, the big Canadian. He's a former world champion. He knows what it takes to win, and of course, the new world champion, two-time world champion. Now he joins that exclusive club, Scott Croxall, and right next to him, Maxwell Dunn, a man who could well down the road become a very, very effective racer, if not a world champion of his own. Let's see how this one breaks down. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
We're down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Runners ready! 5 seconds warning!
Always the competitor, full pressure, and Max Dunn, wow! Great start again from that outside gate. He is liking that one, and he is right shoulder to shoulder with Kyle Croxall, and they all come in together into the BF Goodrich traction corner, and Scott and Kyle both go down there. They're back on their skates. Now watch what happens here. Scott Croxall dead last, Luca Delago out in front, just behind him, Max Dunn. Scott Croxall's been in this position before, but he's got a lot of ground to make up. Coming through the Hyundai end section, Luca Delago, who's going to win another one. He's got 2 wins on the season, and this time it was a win that was clean from top to bottom. Wow, what a great finish by young Luca Delago. Unfortunate for Scott Croxall, but you know what? He's the world champion, so he can't really complain.
I don't think he's too sad right now. Luca Delago, a guy we've been talking about for years. So much skill, so much talent, trained so hard. Seeing that guy get 2 wins this year is just incredible. He's definitely going to be right there next year, compete for the World Championship. Can't say enough about Max Dunn, also a guy right in it, and there's our World Championship, Scott Croxall. Been the top of the sport for the last 7-8 years. Super deserving, steady Eddie we call him, always in the finals. You know, just a little tough go in the corner there.
Yeah, let's see what happened in that BF Goodrich traction corner.
You know, to me, he got relegated to back right here. He knew he had to make a push, so when he came over, Canadian Big Air, he was in a tough position, made a risky move to me coming in the inside, and there was no way to hang on there. Lucas stays out of the clutter, keeps his speed, and makes a nice pass undone and just stayed there the whole way down.
Yeah, that was just a misstep on the edges there. Scott goes down, takes his brother Kyle with him, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Luca stayed out of the clutter using that same line that he's used all day long, and he just squeaks in between the Carnage and Max Dunn, and he did a great job here.
It was almost an identical move his brother Marco made earlier. Just a smart play. If you know you can't compete with the big boys, you want to stay out of the mix, stay outside, try to take a real smooth lane, keeping your speed, and he did it.
All right, well, congratulations to Luca Delago, but right now, Scott Croxall, our new world champion, is with Bree McShane.
Scott, tonight has been a night of upsets, but not for you. You are the 2018 world champion. Can you celebrate now?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna celebrate big time. My friends and family are here, so I'm excited.
Last season, you said you would be hunting down your buddy Cameron Naz, and you've done it. Does it feel good to finish on top?
Yeah, for sure. He had a solid season, so hats off to Cameron Naz as always. He's one of the best in the sport, and I'm happy to take that world championship back.
You also had your brother Kyle in the final. How much have you supported each other?
Yeah, of course. We always support each other. We're, best friends, brothers, and too bad I took him out on that first corner.
Congratulations and enjoy the celebration.
Thank you.
All right, time to relax and enjoy this one, and we know he's going to definitely do that this evening. And let's take a look back at some of the best action from Scott Croxall this season. There we see a picture of our 2 World Championship trophies, and there are the results from here in Edmonton. Luca Delago, Max Dunn, and Kyle Croxall will occupy the podium in positions 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Scott Croxall, unfortunately, he only gets a 4th place, but the World Championship title is his. So our Edmonton winner is with Bree McShane, Luca Delago.
Luca, that was an incredible race. What does it mean to you to finish on top of the podium here tonight?
Sorry, what was the question?
That was an incredible race. How are you feeling right now after your season?
I'm feeling awesome. I made 3 finals in a row after dropping out in the first round of the first race. So that's been a magical season. And to have my first real win, it's just like, that's what I dreamed about for a long time.
We have been seeing a different Luca this year. What have you been doing differently?
Good question. I think I didn't do that much different other than I had some good lucky breaks. And that can help, that can go a long way in our sport. It's always close. So, I mean, today I didn't win a heat, I think, except the last one. So sometimes it's just up to luck, I think.
And what does this do for your confidence going into next season?
I don't think it's doing much to my confidence, but just I'm overall with my crashed ice kind of career now, so I can train and try to be good again next year, and I guess that will help me to also.
Congratulations, Luca.
Thank you.
That's been the reaction by everybody who's had their hands on that trophy. The thing weighs a ton, but it's worthy, and that is a weight that he will happily carry.
Absolutely. Well-deserved win.
Well, it's only fair we saw the best pictures from Scotty Croxall, so let's take a look at the best pictures from Amanda Trunzo's season.
let's get her out there. We'll introduce you to our men's overall world champion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce you to our Red Bull Crashed Ice Ice Cross Downhill overall world men's champion from Canada, Scotty Croxall! These are your 2018 Red Bull Crashed Ice champions, Trenzo and Croxall. Make some noise, Edmonton!
What a way to finish the 2017-18 Ice Cross Downhill World Championship with an absolute bomb of a fireworks display and some explosive racing by that woman right there and that man right there. Amanda Trunzo and Scott Croxall, your new world champions in Ice Cross Downhill. And those are some smiles that aren't going to go away anytime soon, Reed.
No way. It's just so difficult in this sport now to get to this point. I mean, the level is so tight. Everybody's getting so much better every year. To win this championship, it just means so much. So much hard work, so many years of sweat, blood, tears going into this. Props to these two.
All right, so there you see the overall standings for the women's results. Amanda Trunzo, a good solid 3,000 points ahead of Jacqueline Legere by only a few hundred, actually. And Miriam Trepanier, who's had a very good season. Disappointed to see her injured and out earlier on. She injured her shoulder, so wasn't skating quite as well as she had hoped to. But she'll be back next year for sure because she's been improving every single event as well. But this one's all about Amanda, and there you see the overall standings for our men's world championship. Scott Croxall on top. Look at that, only 145 points separate him and Cameron Nass, and Luca Delago makes the jump up to third place in the overall standings, so that's really good for him. Fantastic job by everybody, in particular our two champs today. Woo! What a celebration here in Edmonton. What a way to finish off the great season. It has been a fantastic Ice Cross Downhill World Championship season, and we are really looking forward to the next one with new talent and another Red Bull Crashed Ice series from incredible locations around the world. Thanks for joining us. For Brianna McShane and Reed Whiting, I'm Troy Mannering saying goodbye from Edmonton till next year.